Welcome folks to our comparison of the best Samsung has to offer with its Galaxy S8 Plus and the Galaxy S9 Plus. Both of these devices are excellent Android phones, but is it worth upgrading from the S8 Plus to the S9 Plus? Let's have a look and see. There are a lot of things these phones have in common. They're both waterproof, both phone cases have a metal core with glass on the front and back, and nothing much has changed in terms of design from the Galaxy S8 Plus to the Galaxy S9 Plus. They both have that slick infinity curved display. One minor change on the S9 Plus is on the back of the phone. It now has a dual camera in the centre with a fingerprint sensor. The fingerprint sensor on the S9 Plus seems to be in a more sensible place than on the S8 Plus, but apart from that, there's not a lot in it yet. So, how do they compare on the inside? The S9 Plus has got a few advantages over the S8 Plus. It's got better storage with 128GB expandable up to 400GB with a micro SD card. The Galaxy S8 Plus only has a starting storage of 64GB. The Galaxy S9 Plus has an improved operating system over the Galaxy S8 Plus. Also, there's been some modifications on the Galaxy S9 Plus camera, so let's take a look. The S9 Plus on the rear has a dual camera with a wide angle, super speed, dual pixel, 12 megapixel autofocus sensor. Although it's a right mouthful, it essentially has a dual aperture of f1.5 or f2.4 that works automatically. It also has optical image stabilization and a front camera with an 8 megapixel camera with an aperture of f1.7. This dual aperture means this camera can take better photos in bright and low light situations. So if photos are your thing, then this might swing it for you. The rear camera of the Galaxy S8 Plus also has a 12 megapixel camera with a slightly less impressive yet still very acceptable aperture of f1.7. As with the S9 Plus, the S8 Plus, it also has optical image stabilization and an 8 megapixel f1.7 on the front for those sharp selfies. When it comes to video, the S9 Plus has some seriously impressive specs. It offers super slow motion video with the ability to film at a super slow motion speed of 960 frames per second at 720p resolution. Check it out. That is top draw, but it is currently only possible to shoot in short bursts. I'm sure this might improve with time though. The Galaxy S8 Plus is also able to shoot in slow motion at 240 frames per second at 720p resolution, which is still very cool, but not the same. The S9 Plus shoots 4K video up to 60 frames per second and 1080 up to 240 frames per second. While the S8 Plus shoots 4K up to 30 frames per second and 1080 up to 60 frames per second. So what is the verdict? There really isn't much in it. Both of these phones are great. They have a similar design and display. The experience is very similar, but the Galaxy S9 Plus does have a few advantages, as we've seen, essentially when it comes to the camera and video. It also has better speakers and AR emojis, which are pretty fun. Using the face scanner, the phone creates an AR emoji lookalike of yourself that you can send to your friends. Samsung, you glorious legends. If you are the type of person that has to have all the latest features, then there's plenty more on offer with the S9 Plus. But if you're not so bothered, you can save yourself a few quid by going for the S8 Plus. To find out more, head over to giffgaff.com/mobile phones.